G'day, welcome back to the channel. A channel that looks at predominantly reselling, but occasionally we'll talk a little bit about the toys in the background, vintage collectibles, that type of thing. Haven't really done it in a while, but it's something I want to get a bit more into. And we also try and explore the world. On this channel, we've gone over to Thailand a couple of times, gone to some of the markets there, some of the vintage markets. We've gone to Bali, we've even gone interstate. We've gone over to Darwin, have a bit of a look at some of the thrift shops there. Check out those videos if you haven't already. But this year, we actually want to try and make the business grow a little bit more. Not in terms of revenue. I don't like talking revenue. I like talking profit. And just growing a bit more in terms of the profit. Our profit margins are generally around the 40% mark, which is quite good because we're obviously keeping our costs down. The storage shed we've got is all free. We're not paying people for that. And I guess if you look at a SWOT analysis of the business, that's one of our opportunities, one of our strengths is we're not paying expenses. And all the work is done by myself. So we're not paying employees to do jobs that I can probably do myself, even though I work full time. Today, we've got a bit of a thrift. We're going to head off to the Brunswick and we're going to go out to Savers there. I haven't been to Savers in Brunswick in my life. So it'll be my first time to Brunswick. We'll go there soon. And then at the end, we'll head over to Kazadaza and have a bit of a look at the store there. And we'll see what we can find. And throughout the video, break it up because our attention span's not always the best. I'll show you what I've kind of picked up, like video games and that type of thing. Let's get in there. And today we had to go into the city and we also decided just to check out Brunswick Savers. And I entered this store, quite a nice looking store from the outside. We actually went through the exit and got denied. Had to go through the right way. They had these GWS Giants polo shirts and they're all new with tags. Unfortunately, they're one of the least popular teams. They're about $16 each, I think. New with tags is still pretty cool to see. And we also found these Melbourne Tigers, who are now the Melbourne United basketball team. And this was a Johnny Flynn singlet who played for Syracuse. And they also had this Dante Exum at Utah Jazz. This was from his rookie season. I think he's been playing in the NBA now for about 8-9 years. And that was just a cool jersey. I do like that one. It's one people like as well. Found this Korean jersey. I thought it was $14. I got up to the registers and it was $34. So we didn't buy that one. We left it at the register. We said, no, thank you very much. This Essendon jersey, we're not paying $16, and that's not even one with the sponsors. Just a very generic Essendon jumper, jersey, Guernsey, whatever you want to call it. So we left it there. That is a Mr. Kennedy WWE wrestling shirt. He hasn't been in the WWE for about 12, 13 years, so this was kind of almost a get into vintage years, but didn't really comp up that well regardless. This is something we did pick up to take a bit of a risk on. James McFadden, never heard of it, or I've never heard of him, but he's obviously a sprint car, race car driver, and his t-shirts seem to go okay. So we did put that one in the basket to take home. Remember I got old Xena and Hercules? We didn't pick this one up. It's just good to see something like that in the store. And one of the best point guards, he was actually drafted ahead of Johnny Flynn at pick 7 in the same draft. And this is the Golden State, almost like a video game type t-shirt. I liked it, but the price was just too much for what I pay for t-shirts. It was cool though. They had about 4 or 5 of these MCG Shop Geelong Premiership t-shirts from 2022. I think they had about 5 all up actually, all new with tags, but we didn't pick up any of those. Just items like that I find unique and good to see. And we did pick up this South Melbourne Soccer Club jacket, Kappa. Again, South Melbourne soccer team, one of the bigger teams in Australia. They're not in the A-League or anything like that, but they just have a very big following, and we are paying up a little bit for that, but that's okay. I want to just see how it goes. They had these West Coast Eagles hoodies, also new with tags, but they're only selling for about $20-$30, and there was really no money to be made in them. And they're more like your Dimmies type jumpers, I think. There was no sponsorship logos or anything like that on them. We decided to check out some of the toys, and they had a whole bunch of these Lego bags, but I just sell them for a lot, and you don't really know. I think it's just a bundle of different pieces, and we're not really into that. We're actually trying to get rid of my Lego, and it's always good to see Lego though in the store. Billionaire, I had this Billionaire game bar. Imagine making $1 billion of revenue and walking away with barely nothing. But for $3.50, we decide someone else can take the gold bar. These are pretty cool. Peter Brock. These like metal signs. And the Peter Brock one was pretty cool for the price. Looked at buying it, but didn't. They just had more of like a Holden style one with Craig Lowndes and Brock there as well. They were actually quite unique. I actually did consider buying them, but we didn't. And the video games, again, pretty lackluster. Not much there to choose from. They had some Grand Theft Autos, a couple of Need for Speeds, which are interesting. I would have probably picked them up if they were a couple of bucks, but they weren't, because the video games at this Savers are about $6 each, and there's very little money to be made if you're paying $6 for these video games. But again, I do like picking up Grand Theft Autos, but we're putting them back on the shelf. And the VHSs, they had some Red Dwarf, but again, $2.50. I pay $1 for my VHS, and that's when I pick them up. And so we decided to head off to Pentridge. This cafe used to be Pentridge Prison, being converted into a cafe. I got a nice burger. It was quite nice. And Carla got the Eggs Benedict like she normally does. And that was my first time going to Brunswick Savers. It was on a Saturday. Generally, Saturdays and Sundays are no thrift days for myself. They're just taking the day off, rest in, not worrying about it. But we were in the area with Savers. Brunswick was just around the corner, and so we decided to go there. And it was actually not too bad. It was good because even though it was a Saturday, they were still bringing out the racks, which I love. And I guess because the store's so, small in the back, they don't have the storage area. The racks are coming out on a Saturday, whereas other Savers stores don't always have the racks coming out on the weekends. So what did we pick up from Brunswick? We picked up a Melbourne Tigers Johnny Flynn jersey. Not sure what these are worth or what they go for. If it's a different player apart from Johnny Flynn, it might go okay. Johnny Flynn, pretty big college player back in the day, and he's kind of famous because he was drafted at pick 6, and Steph Curry was drafted at pick 7, so he was drafted ahead of Steph Curry. So things don't always work out the way you think. The next one we picked up at Brunswick was this AC/DC jacket. Rock or bust. So it's got the AC/DC there. And on the back, rock or bust. Not too expensive. Again, I have said it before, we're trying to get into some new, take some more risks, chances on things that we're not sure whether they'll sell or not. But I actually like the look of this. And it's a South Melbourne soccer club. So this soccer club used to play in the National League, and they're still around. I think they're still trying to get into the A-League, but they keep getting denied. They put applications in. They're one of the biggest soccer clubs in Australia, and it's the South Melbourne Hellas, and probably because they are kind of got a Greek affiliate that they're kind of hesitant to. So a nice Kappa, that's a Kappa jacket there. South Melbourne on the back, South Melbourne Football Club. They still got a pretty big fan base, and that's a nice jacket, so hopefully it sells. Dante Exum, one of the first Australian players drafted in the NBA, especially as a lottery pick, and that's a Utah jersey. And this actually goes okay. I think it's a jersey that's kind of, for some reason, in demand. I'm not sure who Dante, I think he might play for Dallas Mavericks at the moment. That's his rookie jersey. Again, a bit different to stuff you normally pick up. James McFadden. I've got no idea who that is, but I kind of do now. I think he's in a sprint car series, and he must race around a place called Warrnambool, which is kind of west of Melbourne, a long way west of Melbourne. And these shirts were selling okay, a bit surprising, so I picked it up. Recently just saw John Stevens and Noiseworks at the big Red Hot Summer, so I picked up a John Stevens t-shirt. It's only a couple of bucks, so happy to pick that one up. And these Aussie rock band t-shirts tend to go all right. So we have to put, I guess, the risk in that. If there's a risk of paying $3 for a t-shirt, and same as the Rangers, only a few bucks. And New York Rangers, one of the better teams, kind of like Collingwood. You either like them or you despise them. And the last thing we picked up was this Harley Davidson hoodie. Legit, it is a legit one. Harley Davidson. And it's Harley Heaven. And you can see the tag on the inside of the hoodie. Good English. So that's our pickups from the Brunswick Savers. Let's head off to Carrum. And then we headed off to our favourite store in Carrum Downs to check out what we could find. And we found Five Nights at Freddy's. Don't normally go to the books, and Five Nights at Freddy's is quite popular amongst some teenagers, primary school kids. But unfortunately, there just wasn't enough money to be made off these books. But again, Five Nights at Freddy's, something to be on the lookout for if you do see it, and if you get it for a good price, pick it up. To the video games, we did see this X3 game, Gold Edition. For some reason, and people are selling this for quite a bit of money. Not many sold listings. I don't think, maybe because it's a rare game. And we also picked up some shoes, these Adidas Predator Demon Skin football boots. AFL season is just around the corner, so we'll list these up, hoping someone needs these for the next football season. Got this really cool, unique look to them as well. You want to be able to get a kick where it knows. Alright, in terms of video games, electronics, games, all that sort of stuff, this is what we picked up this week. We picked up an Xbox steering wheel. Never picked up one of these before. I think it was like $7, and with a discount it was down to roughly about $6. Not sure if it works. Kind of a unique item if you want to play, I don't know, Mario Kart or something. One of those car games. So we're happy to pick that one up. Got rain coming. Another thing I don't normally pick up and kind of avoid is board games. But we did pick up this one, is Monopoly. And it's the Office Works edition. I think this might go okay. I think it's fairly rare. But again, I'm kind of anti-board games, especially if they are open, which this one is. I looked at it and it looks like it's got all the pieces. Might be missing one of the cards, maybe. I don't know. So again, board games, something I tend to avoid. But today I did pick it up. Next thing we picked up, something I don't normally pick up again. So 2025, we're trying to pick up different items. You know, got to grow, got to find new things to sell. We found these Predator Demon Skin footy boots. And again, I always think these boots are small because I've got a size 16 shoe. But these are actually a US size 12. So it's actually a decent sized boot. But I guess when you compare it to my big Godzilla shoe, they're quite small. So these, got these with a discount as well. And they look in pretty good shape. And I think they go for some decent money. So the Demon Skin's got this really cool emboss on there, which is awesome. And then to the toys, actually to the video games, we found this X3 Gold Edition. It's a PS game. It's definitely listed for a lot of money, and we only paid $2 for it. So again, no real sold comps. I think it's about $30-40. But there's people listing this game for some reason for $50. Yeah, so we took a chance on that. It's $2, happy to do that. And Batman, again, I don't really buy VHS. This cost me $1, and I bought it because apparently it's fairly hard to get. And as well as that, a lot of people have like displays for their toys. They just put this in the background as like a display piece and have the figures in front of it. So it's more of a display piece for a lot of people. But there's also the old school people that still watch the good old VHS. Onto the toys. Just bear with me, I've got to get them. There's quite a few this week. The toys, oh, I've dropped one. The toys this week, we picked up this Pikachu. It was only a few bucks. Don't know what it is. It's like Pikachu with something coming out of his bum. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, we picked it up. Should go okay. We picked up some wrestling figures. This was like a double pack. So we had the Hurricane. Thought this was a rare figure. It's still hard to get this Hurricane. And RKO Randy Orton. That's an Elite Randy Orton as well. So Elite Randy Orton, you can tell by the tummy bend. And these figures got generally a bit more detail. And generally this look better. Then you got the basics, which is this one. But some of the basics still go pretty good as well. Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. That was his catchphrase. Next thing we picked up we're going to probably start to take some chances on these Thomas and make bundles, little Thomas The tank toys, I know I did see some in the video which I didn't pick up, but we did pick up some the other day. And another bag, toy bag we picked up. This was only about $5, I think. It's like a Lex Luthor. I think these are McFarlane toys. McFarlane, I think they're McFarlane, not NECA. McFarlane, they got more detail, more articulation, just better normal figures than the ones you'll see at Kmart. And we've got the Lex Luthor. We've got this guy from Avatar. I think that's ASN. And we got this guy, I don't know who he is. Kind of looks like a Spider-Man, but he's not. And he's goes for some decent money. I'm pretty sure it might be NECA or McFarlane as well. And we also picked up this Woody with the hat. So Woody, if you can find the hat, that's good. So got the Woody with the hat, and
You're my favorite deputy.
And if you can get it, talking, you are laughing. I think we paid $5 for this. It was right down the bottom of the shelf. No one could see it. The tallest guy could though. So he picked up a Woody. So that's the toys, video games, and all that category. To the clothing, and we found this Mobile One Holden Special Vehicle, or HSV Holden Racing Team polo shirt. Quite a unique little shirt. And unfortunately, it was just priced up a little bit too much, because I wouldn't have picked that up. It was priced a little bit lower. So this Kool-Aid t-shirt, just thought it was a bit unique. Didn't buy it. But again, I like to show you items that are just a little bit different, a little bit funny, a little bit special. And look, for those wannabe referees, soccer referees out there, you can buy the shirt. And they had a fake Michael Jordan, but we can tell just by that stitching and stuff on the back of the shirt there that it is a fake. Real fake. It's not even a good fake. To the polo shirts we found in RM Williams. Again, only $7 or $8, but unfortunately the polos don't really go for that much. And that was quite a big shirt. I think the size was a lot bigger than what it actually was. That was a big shirt. Found these new with tags, Levi Strauss 501, 503 Levi's. But again, just don't know enough about jeans to have the confidence in buying them at the moment. And they're priced up a little bit, maybe with a 20% off voucher, they might be a bit more confident. But again, there's no dice, we left them on the shelf. Alright, t-shirts. T-shirts have kind of become a pretty high selling item for me. And I guess the profit margins on these are very, very high as well, because we're generally buying them for quite low and sell them for, you know, $3 into $15, $20, $25, $30 even. So some of the profit margins from $3 into $30, that's 1,000%. That's what you want. And this is quite a cheap Carrum shirt. It's almost vintage. It's got that old Nike Team Nike there, which goes okay. And this is only a few bucks. It is a 2XL, but gee, it feels like about a 4XL. It's a big t-shirt. Cat, this was again another cheap t-shirt. I sold a Cat jacket last week, and so he picked up a Cat t-shirt. Cat, diesel power. That's a decent brand, which has never really let me down. Can't say I'm a big fan myself, but it sells well. Rip curl, okay, we took a bit of a chance on this. It's only a few bucks. I've got to get used to what rip curl tags are good. Apparently that one's fairly modern, but that's okay. We only paid a few bucks. Rip curl, hopefully we'll put a low figure on that. Marvin the Martian, he seems to be, I actually think he's pretty cool myself. And we've got this nice Movie World t-shirt, or shirt, button-up shirt with Marvin on there. Nice little print there, I like it. Blink 182 or Blink 182, what do you want to call them? Just a normal t-shirt, no tour t-shirt on the back, just the general print there. Quite nice. This one, Count, only a couple of bucks for it. It's Count. The reason I picked it up, Count's cool, but it kind of had the Target logo. I'm not sure. It's probably a bit of a bad buy, but that's okay. Again, a few bucks. I thought I got lucky with this one until I got it home. An AC/DC tour shirt with Angus Young on it, rock or bust, but it has got quite a lot of scuffs on it. It's not in the best condition. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's got some marks on it. We'll see how it goes. $3. It's still decent value, I think. Someone will hopefully still wear it. I've got to start listing these. I've got a few of these shirts now. The Reese Plumbing works for you. Get them for a few bucks. They go for about 15, 20. Just bread and butter type thing. This shirt I thought was pretty cool. Just a cool, unique design. Public Enemy type brand, which I think is a Thailand. I'm not sure if it's real or not, but just a cool print. Nice skeleton with the knife kind of going through it. I like it. I'm not sure if it's going to go for much, but that doesn't matter. Another Reese Plumbing t-shirt. This one's a little bit different to the normal ones. It's celebrating 100 years of Reese Plumbing, and it's Proud to Plumb. So I haven't seen that one before, so hopefully that's a bit more unique. And the last t-shirt we picked up, for some reason, the comps on this go for okay. John Prine on tour t-shirt. I don't know who John Prine is, but I just thought I'd look it up, and some of the comps are okay on that. And some people are selling this shirt or something similar to this shirt for quite a bit of money. So we're happy to pick that one up. So that's the t-shirts. Let's get back into Savers. This jacket caught my eye from a distance. A lot of this racing sort of stuff does tend to go pretty good, but I just don't think it was big time enough. It was Australian racing or A-team, A1 team or something. A lot of people were looking at it. No one was really buying it. And it obviously being that bright yellow, it stood out from a distance, but we left that one on the shelf. Just this generic A-League victory shirt, but then we found gold. A Bunnings trade hoodie, $7. We're picking that up every day of the week. And we've also found these hood fellas. This goes okay, I think, and the price wasn't too bad. We'll take a chance on it. A lot of people like these wrappers and stuff. Unfortunately, it wasn't X small, so or a small, sorry, so we're kind of limited in who can wear it. Definitely not me, because I'm a bit weighty. And now on to the things I like to pick up best. Kind of one of the first sections I generally have a bit of a squeeze at in Savers. It's the jerseys, and this week we picked up a Kyrie Irving. It is a Brooklyn jersey. It's a small, but still a decent size small. I think he plays at Dallas Mavericks now, so good old Kyrie, and he's sage and all that sort of stuff. He's a little bit weird. I think he's a flat earther, one of those types. Soccer jersey. This one is a Nike soccer jersey. Thought it was quite good and thought I got a player here, Harrison, but unfortunately I'm pretty sure it's just a personalised jersey from what Forest Finds online says. It's just a personalised jersey. It's not an actual player. But it's a real shirt. So a real shirt, fake player, personalised. They got their name on the back. We've got a Sweden soccer jersey. Sweden ice hockey jersey. This is apparently a junior, but I guess with the padding on, it probably is a junior. And this is selling for quite a bit of money, so I don't know why. It was only about a few bucks in Savers. They obviously didn't think it was worth anything, or just looked at it and thought it was pretty average looking. Another Kyrie Irving jersey on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So he's been on a few teams, good old Kyrie, and he did win a championship with LeBron at the Cavs. How he picked up, this is a fake jersey, yes, I know, but it's newer tags, Port Adelaide Indigenous, newer tags. We can probably sell that for a bit of money, and unfortunately he's a fake, but you put that on, I don't think many people will be able to tell anyway. This again, we got this one for cheap. But then the next day they had something similar. It was like 3 times the price, so really weird. It's like a Snoop Dogg. It's got this really interesting, like a plastic type print. So Snoop Dogg number 8. It's got Snoop on the back. Yeah. Ben Simmons, his career has kind of gone down faster than the Titanic. But Philadelphia, these still seem to go okay for some reason. I guess people like the Australian players. The greatest ice hockey player of all time, the great one, Wayne Gretzky. We did sell a New York Rangers Gretzky jersey for about $130 last year. And today we picked up a Canadian national team, number 99, Wayne Gretzky. Don't think it's a real one, but it's just a nice jersey. That's nice. That will sell. Another fake jersey, but it's another real jersey, but fake player. It's more Manchester, and this Harrison guy, kid, whoever it was, got their name on the jersey for whatever reason. Probably the only chance at representing Man U. Paul George, his stuff goes okay. I picked up a Paul George Indiana Pacers jersey. I think he's kind of having a bit of a bad season this year. Manchester, this is actually Nike. It's the soccer school. I didn't actually see that. I just saw the jersey and bought it and checked that it was real. But it's the Manchester United soccer school jersey or something. I don't know. Got like a Port Adelaide training top. Yeah, look, it is what it is. It's Port Adelaide. Another Manchester United. Another Man U with the AON logo on there. No name on the back on that one, which was good. So picked up quite a lot of Manchester United stuff this week. So I'm not sure if they're playing bad or something. Victories, the kids jersey, I think. Melbourne Victory kids jersey, A-League. We'll put maybe 15, 20 bucks on that. Another kids jersey. Don't sleep on the kids jerseys. Collingwood jerseys, especially kids ones, do go alright. If you get them for cheap and sell them for a decent price, you will make a bit of money itself. What else did we pick up? We picked up an Aboriginal sports top. I picked up this brand. It's like what is it? Guilala Art. If you get these for about $3, they go for about 15, 20. I know it's not huge money, but I think I sold the last one for about $20. Just a cool Aboriginal design print on there. And I did pick up this late last year, and it sold within a few weeks. So I'm happy to pick it up again. And again, I'm kind of the same. If I buy something that sells, I'll buy it again. I've got that confidence in it. And some unique soccer team jerseys. This one's new with tags. Notts County. So again, these are smaller teams, But again, some of these things you can't really find in the major stores because they're selling the Chelseas, the Arsenals, the Man U's. They're not stocking a Notts County soccer jersey at Rebel, and that's new with tags. And same with this one. I think it's Yeovil or something. Yeovil Town FC, and that's on a Sondika. And again, jerseys like this, you're just not going to find these in Rebel Sport or anything like that, the local sports stores. For the teams, there's just not much of a demand for them. But again, sometimes that can benefit people because supply and demand. You just need that one person looking for that jersey that can't. I've got it, and hopefully they buy it off me. Enter the toys, and they had this Woody doll. It was right down the bottom of the shelf. These Woody dolls go for quite good money. You've got the hat, that's good. You've got the string that works, that's amazing. And if the string doesn't work, they still sell quite well. So we put this one in the basket. The footy cards, these are 2006 and 2007 complete sets. This base or common cards, you're not going to get too much money for those. Again, those are small for my own personal collection. And, the NBA cards for 92 were overproduced and they're not worth anything, not even worth what they're printed on. They had these cars, Lightning McQueen, and I can't remember all the names of the other ones, but Lightning McQueen's kind of cars from Cars, the movie. How we put them back, but they were pretty cool. I'm sure someone would buy those, but again, we didn't. I think this is the Jurassic Park toy dinosaur. I've seen this quite a bit, these Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I don't really pick them up though. I'm sure they would sell, especially if you had them in a bit of a bundle, but just didn't really want to deal with it. And we also found this kind of a unique board game. Funnily enough, this was picked up by someone shortly after I left it, and it's a Babysitter's Club board game. Sure, that's hours of fun for your sleepovers. But again, just a bit of a unique item to see in the thrift. And that takes us almost to the end of the video. And of course, at the end of the video, we generally show jumpers, jackets, and all that type of stuff to keep you warm. Obviously, in Australia, it is summer, so you probably don't need this stuff at the moment, but the days go so fast, it'll be winter and cold fairly quickly. And this week we picked up a Bunnings. This is the first time I ever picked this up. $7. It is a Bunnings trade. So Bunnings is like a big trade store in Australia. For some reason, it's got a bit of a fan base, which is a bit odd. With a trade centre, trade store has a bit of a fan base, and these hoodies go for quite a bit. So Bunnings trade. First one I've ever picked up in like 3 years of reselling. But we didn't just pick up one, we picked up another one for about $7 as well. And we've got one 2XL and one medium, so a couple of different sizes, which is good. So 2 Bunnings trade hoodies. Country Road, decent seller. And this thing, this black one, people tend to like. You can't really see it, but Country Road, the established 1974 heritage jumper, I think it's called. Kangaroos, football team in Australia. Just a normal jacket. Unfortunately, there is a bit of an M miss on the Mazda. Again, paid pittance for it. Another Manchester United long sleeve. I think it's like a UEFA Champions League long sleeve shirt. I don't think it's a jersey, just a shirt. It's got the Man U. It's Adidas. Pretty nice shirt. Nothing on the back. Happy to pick that one up. Drop of the stuff here. We'll start with this. Got a Wallabies. A lot of the rugby stuff, especially Wallabies and All Black stuff, goes pretty good. So I've got the Wallabies, which is the Australian rugby team. Cousin does play for them. People don't like me saying that. Vodafone, like a vest, puffer vest. We've got a Caterpillar. Buying this brand a little bit more recently because it tends to sell quite well. Never really rated it, but Cat and kind of like big tractors and stuff. Caterpillar, nice. Whew, get a bit of a workout here. John Deere, more tractors. So speaking of tractors, we've got a John Deere new with tags hoodie. Where is it? Just a basic hoodie. It's got John Deere in the corner, nothing on the back. New with tags, happy with that. This is like a culture. Well, I forget the name of the culture store. I can't remember the name of the shop, but Hoodfellas. It's got all the wrappers there, like 2-pack. I think this goes all right. It is an X small, unfortunately. And one of our big bangers of the week is this Bruce Lee jacket. It is a pretty sick looking jacket. Goes for decent money. Roots of Fight. Bruce Lee. You can see it joins up. It says Bruce Lee on the front. If you don't know Bruce Lee, you probably wouldn't be watching this channel. And on the back, it's got, I'm not really showing this too well, am I? It's got Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee. Just a sick looking jacket. Tempted to keep that for myself. That's sick. And I reckon that'll go for easily over $100. That's all our pickups for the week. Got this far, you're an absolute legend. Till next time, good luck in the thrift. See you later.